Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So it is a new week and today we are going to do a weekly outlook for major pairs and also some cross currency pairs. So let's get started. So we are first of all going to start with the DXY because as usual DXY is the dollar index. It measures the strength of the dollar currency, and because we are trading the major currency pairs, all major currency pairs have USD in it. So we need to know what USD is doing in order for us to trade the major currency pairs. So as you can see here on the DXY, we'll start with the monthly time frame. And you can see on the monthly, we have this monthly fair value gap that price tagged it in the month of April. Then in the month of May, we had this retracement, but we still closed bearish. So now in June, and June again, price has tagged this monthly fair value gap. So we are at that position where two things are likely to happen. Either price is likely to respect this monthly fair value gap, or price is still going to continue bearish. And of course, the only way we can find out is by watching how price behaves. So right now, so when price tags a higher time frame key level, you move to the lower time frame of that key level just to see if price gives us, what we look for, market structure shift, or even change in state of delivery, SMT, liquidity sweep. Those are things that we look for to confirm that a smart money reversal is happening. So the lower time frame, I know the June, we're still in the month of June and this candlestick has not yet closed, but we can still move to the lower time frame of the monthly to see if price is shaping up to respect this. It has to start on the lower time frame. So now the lower time frame for the monthly is daily. So let's move to the daily and see what we have. So if you come to the daily time frame here, you can see we have liquidity sweep. We've taken out this low, we've also taken out this low. So the next thing we also need to confirm, for confirmation, we need to see change in state of delivery, but market structure shift is compulsory. Sometimes you don't get change in state of delivery. So in this case here, this candlestick here would give us change in state of delivery. So if we close above here with the body, we want to see a displacement body. That will give us a change in state of delivery. And that is the confirmation, the first confirmation we need to know that price is respecting this monthly fair value gap. Apart from that, we also have this swing high here. Once you get a displacement candle closing above this swing high here, that is the best confirmation you need that price has respected this monthly fair value gap. And maybe now from next month or even next week, because next week, starting next week, we are likely now to start seeing bullish price action, because that will be a confirmation for us that now the dollar is gaining strength. So, but as of now, where we are, I want you to see this is the weekly order block here. So, which is here. You can see the week that just ended. You can see price tagged that order block, and we go back to our daily. We still have this fair value gap here. We have this fair value gap was our key level for this week that just ended. We're anticipating that price will respect it, and then we get a bearish price action. But as you can see, we are still inside this fair value gap. We have not yet inverted this fair value gap. You can see we just wicked, and here we are. So two things are likely to happen. If we invert this fair value gap, if we violate it by having our candle closing above it, that might just be the start of our bullish price action for the DXY. And if that happens, it would even be better if we have that and even get a displacement candle that even closes. If we close actually above this, that will be like change in state of delivery for the monthly key level. And even better if you get a displacement candle above this high, that will be market structure shift for what? For the monthly key level. But as of now, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. So again, I want us to look at this fair value gap. We have this daily fair value gap here. So if we invert this daily fair value gap here, that will be a sign that the DXY is not yet done with the bearish price action and the dollar is still bearish. So these are the two things that are likely to happen. If we violate this, then we're going to use it as an inversion fair value gap to push price further down. That's the first scenario. Second scenario, if we violate this and invert this fair value gap, then we are likely to use it for bullish price action. So this is what I'm looking at for DXY. And remember, during the weekend we had US, bombing Iran. So we're expecting anything. We might even have a gap. We might gap high or we might have a gap lower. So Monday is when we are likely to know exactly what this market is likely to do. So let's look at USDJPY. USDJPY and DXY are positively correlated. So we expect that they should somehow move similarly. So now, first thing first, you can see USDJPY price tagged this internal range liquidity and failed to get to this external range liquidity. But in the DXY, you could see price took out their external range liquidity. So that already is an SMT. We already have an SMT between DXY and USDJPY. So you can see here, this here is an order block. So this is a weekly order block that we have here. So if you're going to have bullish price action, you expect that this weekly order block might act as a key level or support for price for us to have that bullish move. However, if we violate it, of course, now you expect now the opposite, and also most likely on the DXY, you will also be seeing the opposite. The daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can see we had this order block here, which price tagged on this day, and then we had this bullish move up. So at the moment, I'm looking at this order block here. And of course price tagged it on Friday. This was Friday, price tagged that order block and we had this move here. So this order block is my key level. This is what I can use as my key level. If price violates this order block, then I'm anticipating that we are likely to have bearish move with USDJPY. However, if we respect it, we'll be expecting bullish price action. And of course, also that we will also see with the DXY. If you're bullish on the DXY, chances of us are high that you're also going to see bullish price action with USDJPY. And in that case, looking at this order block, if we are bearish, we are also likely to see USDJPY bearish price action, and we will see price violating these key levels. So let's have a look at GBPUSD. So GBPUSD and DXY are negatively correlated. So if whatever you expect on the DXY, GBPUSD should be seeing the opposite. So GBPUSD, we can see we have this fair value gap and price tagged this fair value gap. So if you're bullish, so we are expecting what? We're expecting price will get support on this weekly fair value gap. So let's look at the daily for GBPUSD. So you can see price tagged this weekly fair value gap, and then we had this move here on Friday. Here at the moment we have this daily fair value gap, and for us to confirm that the bullish price action, or for us to have a bias bullish, we want to see price violate this fair value gap and turn it into an inversion fair value gap. Then I'm anticipating that we might use it now for support to push price further up. So that is for bullish. However, if price is going to be bearish for GBPUSD, then this daily fair value gap might be used to push price now further down. So those are the two likely scenarios that I'm likely to see with GBPUSD, and of course the DXY is going to lead the way to show us exactly what price is likely to do. So let's look at EURUSD. EURUSD, this is the daily time frame, and you can see here we have this fair value gap. Price tagged this fair value gap, and this is the move we have. So anticipating if price is going to respect this daily fair value gap, we should see price going further up. We should see bullish price delivery. So let's have a look at gold. And as you can see, gold, first of all, we had this weekly order block, and this week that just ended, price tagged this weekly order block. So for us to confirm if price is respecting this weekly order block that was tagged, so the candlestick that tagged, first of all, this weekly order block has already closed, so which means we can now move to the lower time frame and look for smart money reversals from key levels, which is liquidity sweeps, market structure shift, or change in set of deliveries. So on the 4 hour, so we support this. This is how we tagged this weekly order block. As you can see, we tagged it, and then we had this bullish move up. But we have not yet gotten a change in state of delivery. We want to see price. If price closes above this with a displacement candle, a bullish displacement candle, that would have confirmed for us a change in state of delivery. And for us to confirm market structure shift, we need to see price closing above this high here. So this is the high that you can use for market structure shift on the 4 hour to confirm that price is reversing from this weekly order block. And of course, liquidity sweeps, we have this low here was taken. Let's go to the daily and see what gold is doing on the daily. You can see we have this fair value gap here, which has not yet been violated. We have only wicked past through it, but we have not violated it yet. Remember, violations only happen when we have candle bodies through our key levels. So in this case here, we are still good to look for bullish price action. So I'm watching this fair value gap as my higher time frame key level. Once price violates this daily fair value gap and we invert it, then that is the time I can consider looking for bearish price action. But as of now, this is what you have, and this is what you're gonna work with. So let's look at GBPCHF. This is the GBP cross currency pair. And so far what you can see is we had this fair value gap. This is the weekly time frame. Price has tagged this fair value gap, and finally we've had this bearish move after tagging this fair value gap. And we created here what this is an order block that was created here. But last week price failed to tag this order block. So far that is what we have on the weekly. So on the daily time frame, last we have this fair value gap, which you can see price last week tagged it on Monday. Then we had this move down, and finally this is where price is. So for GBPCHF, I'm watching this fair value gap still as my key level. I don't want to see price invert it. Once price inverts this, then I'll not be looking for bearish price action anymore. But for now, I'm still looking for bearish price action as long as price does not invert this daily fair value gap. So next, I want us to look at AUDJPY, and this is the monthly. You can see this is the monthly that we're still printing. So because I'm being bullish with this AUDJPY, I'm looking at this buy side liquidity here as a potential target if you're going to close the month bullish. So this is what I'm looking at. So on the weekly AUDJPY still, you can see we had this order block here that was tagged on this week. Then the week that just ended, you can see we closed bullish. So, and this already is an order block that has been formed here. So I'm still looking at bullish price action for AUDJPY. So let's look at the daily. On the daily time frame, you can see we have this daily fair value gap here. So this is my key level. I don't want to see price invert this daily fair value gap. We tagged this on Friday, so I'm anticipating that we are likely to have a bullish move up. And I'm looking at these buy side liquidities as my target. You can see here. So we have relative equal highs. We have this high here, and also we have this high here. This is the previous month high. So I'm looking at those highs as where price will eventually get to. Lastly, let's look at NAS 100. So starting from the weekly, we had this weekly inversion fair value gap, which price has tagged it now twice. This previous week and this week that just ended. So I'm still looking at this inversion fair value gap to push price high because I'm looking at this buy side liquidity as potential targets that price is likely to get to. Now, I want us to look at this economic calendar. I normally use forexfactory.com for to check the news. As you can see here on Sunday at 5 a.m., this is Kenyan time, USD, we had President Trump speaks. But when he was giving the talk, the speech, the currency or Forex currency market is closed. It's not yet open. So once the market opens, that's when we're going to see now the reaction. You're going to see the reaction for two things: this speech from Trump and also the attack that US did on Iran. So those two things are likely to have a great impact on the market when we start our week. You're likely to see a gap either up or a gap down for USD, and for that you'll use the DXY to see what the USD is doing. So that is what you're likely to see, or you might even fail to have a gap, and the market will just open and will just move to whichever direction, either bullish or bearish. So that is all that I had prepared for this week. If you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, like, and also you can comment if you have any question, if there's any topics you feel like you